We would like to welcome Ramey to virtual media room here at the Sanderson Farm Championship. Chad, welcome back. You're making your second start here and just your fourth PGA Tour start. If I can just get some comments on what it's like to be back here.
I'm just, really excited to be back here. It's kind of like a home tournament for me. 3 years ago, I believe it was, I had, some good memories, played well here after I Monday qualified. And, I'm just going to kind of draw off that a little bit, and I'm looking forward to the week.
And you talked about this being kind of a home tournament here up the road in Fulton, Mississippi. What is it like to kind of have this be a familiar course that you've played here before?
It means a lot just because, I do know the course. I'm not having to learn anything new. I did notice, they put a couple of new bunkers in here or there. But for the most part, the course is the same. So I can kind of focus a little more on, just getting used to the speed of the greens and the way the ball's reacting, chipping, and put a little more of my focus on that since I kind of already know how to play the course.
And it's where you've had your best finish here on tour with T26, like you said, back in 2018. Any special strategy or how this course fits your game?
No special strategy. I know that week it was pretty soft. I remember playing in the rain the first round, so I don't feel like the course is going to quite play the same. I know the next couple of days there is a little bit of chance of rain, but I have a pretty good feeling that, by Thursday, Friday, things are going to start to firm up.
And now coming on tour, but back in June, you captured one of your first wins since back in college at Mississippi State. What confidence did you gain from that victory at, was it Live and Work and Main Open?
Yes, that was it. It's a lot of confidence just because, I've kind of, been drawing off faith a little bit over the years, just knowing I'm supposed to be here and knowing I can win, and just to make that become a reality definitely gave me the confidence. I just got to keep drawing off it, know that I belong out here, and just grind it out.
And for that victory, you had your father, Stanley, on the bag for you, correct?
Yes, I did.
This week, he will not be on bag for you, but how special was it for that victory?
It was honestly, kind of as good as it gets. My caddy, we'd been on the road for a little while, kind of wanted a week off, and I said, hey, my family's actually going up to that tournament, so I was like, that'll work perfect. I can get my dad to caddy, and you just couldn't have written it up any better. For him to be on the bag, my fiance was there, and my mom, and some more family friends. We had a lot of people there in my corner, and who knows, maybe that's what kind of, put me over the edge and, brought me to the win.
And as we said, Mississippi native, will your father, Stanley, or other family members be following along this week out on the course?
They will. So my dad, still helps me a good bit with golf. So he was actually here yesterday and today, and he's got to go back home, do some work. But yeah, I think he's gonna make it back down Friday. But I'll definitely have some people from back home making the trip down to watch.
And grew up at a young age as your dad being a superintendent out on a golf course. There any specific or special memories that you have between you and your father that has really supported you to make it to where you are today?
He's, over the years obviously pushed me really hard, which, looking back at it now, it was well worth it. But I just remember, just all the long, hard hours that we had, in Fulton at the 9-hole course growing up, and they were well worth it.
Did you do anything special to celebrate once you got your PGA Tour card?
Honestly, no, because whenever I technically locked up my card, we were still playing, and I was still kind of fighting for spots out here, or spots on the Corn Ferry to so I'll getting more PGA tournaments. So whenever I locked it up, I was still playing, and then we only had that 1 week off after the finals event in Indiana. So I actually I tried not to check up. I took a day or two off, just get a little bit of rest, and then I was right back at it.
wasn't probably quite the start you were wanting last week in Napa, but anything you learned from last week or where your game is trending right now?
Yeah, so, over the last year to two, I've been putting it really well and hitting my driver really well. And those are the two clubs that, really let me down in Napa. So over the week off, I've been putting a lot of work in, with the driver and the putter. And I feel like they're on the right track and, just stick to my game plan. I think I'll be just fine.
A lot of familiar faces out on the course between last week and this week with a large rookie class. Are there certain players here on tour that you confide in, or any players that have given you any great advice so far?
Not really. I mean, I've just still, I guess I'm kind of new out here. I like to play early when there's not a lot of people out here. So I've played with a couple of guys out here though, and they've definitely given me some advice. But for the most part, I'm just trying to kind of keep to the game plan that got me here and just stick to it.
Thank you. With that, we're going to go over to Jeffrey Milligan. He has a question.
Hey, Chad, I apologize. I feel like you were answering this right when I hopped on, but I just wanted to ask you, how is it, just being back home and playing in your home state and kind of around a lot of familiar faces with outside opening back up this year?
I mean, it's awesome. This is about as close to home as I get for a PGA Tour event, and just to be close enough to home that a lot of people that never get the chance to come out and watch me have that opportunity now, and I'm just looking forward to seeing familiar faces out here.
What do you want to say to all the Mississippi State fans and supporters who might be coming out to support you as well this weekend?
I'm looking forward to seeing you. Thanks for your support, and I'll take all the support I can get.
Chad, I'm sorry for going back to back, but just I guess just in general this season, how more fulfilling has it been to have fans back and just people in attendance as opposed to just kind of empty courses?
I mean, it's honestly been amazing. Whenever I won in Maine, the crowds there were actually pretty big. It was pretty early on when fans were starting to get to come out, and just to coming down the stretch, and we had a pretty big crowd following us, and the fans were very involved, and it was just a great feeling. I mean, that's one of the reasons we play the game, and to have fans back it's awesome.
And you already alluded to it a little bit earlier, but what does the Sanderson Farms Championship mean to you? I know it's kind of some people over here they might not know with the sales of the company and stuff what's the exact future of the golf tournament, but just what has it meant to you?
I mean, it means a lot. Just have a tournament in your home state. You always want to play well and hopefully win it, and just for it to be in your home state, you want to show up and play well, and because you have a lot of support here. So I mean, it means a lot to play well, but I'm not going to try and treat it any differently than any other tournament. I've got my game plan going into the week, and I'm just going to stick to it.
Thank you so much, Chad.
Thank you.
Unless we have any other questions, we're going to finish up with a question from Doug.
Yeah, and you can just continue to answer here. Just you kind of touched on it, but do you come out here with more as a goal-oriented person, expectations? What kind of approach do you have?
I would say more of a process-oriented person. There is obviously some goals out there that I would like to achieve, but I'm more of a process-oriented person, and day to day, I have a set routine of drills and physical stuff and stretching and just all of the above that I have to take care of, and then I feel like if I do my part and take care of those things, then the results will come.
And what are you most confident with as far as your game? What part of your game are you most confident with? Conversely, what part do you think?
So the last year or so, I've been hitting my driver really well and been putting well, but in the past two, or I would say the past month or two, it's switched a little bit. I've been hitting my irons and my wedges pretty well. The putter and the driver's not quite been to where I want it to be, but like I said earlier, I've been working the last week or two pretty hard on the putter and driver, so I feel like they're coming around. But here recently, I've been hitting my irons pretty well.
What would be considered success for you this week?
Just to compete. I'm just here to compete. I'm not gonna, set any just real expectations, but I feel like if I show up and I take care of my process and I do what I'm here to do. At the end of the week, I'm just here to put myself in a position and compete.
Okay. All right. Well, Chad, we appreciate your time as always and certainly wish you the best of luck this week. Thank you.
Thank you.